A very good morning to all who are watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the Consulate General of India in Birmingham, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to the virtual celebrations of the 5th Ayurveda Day. I am Mrs. Anju Joy, anchoring this celebration. Ayurveda, a natural system of medicine, is a well-documented system of healthcare wherein prevention of disease and promotion of health are both given due consideration. The Ayurveda Day is observed every year on the day of Dhanvantri Jayanti since 2016. The practice to observe this day was started by the Union Ministry of Ayush in 2016. And as announced by the Ayush Ministry, the potential role of Ayurveda in the management of COVID-19 pandemic is the focus of this year's Ayurveda Day. The objective of Ayurveda Day is to focus on the strengths of Ayurveda and its unique treatment principles, to work towards reducing the burden of disease and related mortality by utilizing the potential of Ayurveda, to tap into the potential of Ayurveda to contribute towards national health policy and national health programs, and to promote Ayurvedic principles of healing in society. Thus, Ayurveda Day is more an occasion of revival and reacceptance of a time-tested system than one of festivities or celebrations. To start with, may I request His Excellency Dr. Shashank Vikram to kindly come and speak on this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the Consul General.
Namaskar and good morning. I welcome all of you on the occasion of Ayurveda Day 2020. We all have gathered here today to celebrate the Ayurveda Day. As you know, Ayurveda is the ancient Indian medicine system which strives at maintaining and restoring the balance of body and lifestyle. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi set up an independent ministry, Ayush, to bring Ayurveda to the world stage. In just 5-6 years since its inception, the Ministry of Ayush has established itself globally. Now, Ayush is used as an alternative medicinal treatment and is slowly being adopted globally as the mainstream medicinal system, providing better treatment at low cost to the common man. Today, on the occasion of 5th Ayurveda Day, Honorable Prime Minister will dedicate to the nation 2 future-ready Ayurveda institutions at Jamnagar and Jaipur, which are expected to play global leadership roles in the growth and development of Ayurveda in this century. We are also at this point of time facing the global pandemic of COVID. In these testing times, we realize the importance of immunity. Ayurveda and yoga have been accepted as the systems which promote boosting of immunity. Enhancing the body's natural defense system plays an important role in maintaining optimum health. We all know that prevention is better than cure. While we all wait for the vaccine, it will be good for all of us to take preventive measures as prescribed by Ayurveda to boost our immunity in these times. Ayurveda, being the science of life, propagates the gifts of nature in maintaining healthy and happy living. Ayurveda's extensive knowledge based on preventive care derives from the concepts of Dinacharya, daily regime, and Ritucharya, seasonal regimes to maintain healthy life, which is based on the balance of all the elements. Now, I look forward to hearing from Dr. Ashok Kumar and Dr. Poonam Kumar, who are our Ayurveda experts, more on the subject. Once again, thank you. And I take this opportunity also to wish everyone a very, very happy Diwali. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. We are now moving on to a discussion on Ayurveda and human health in the 21st century. The speakers are Dr. Ashok Kumar, who is an experienced Ayurvedic physician and director of Dr. Ashok's Ayurveda Medical Group, and Dr. Poonam, an Ayurvedic consultant and gastro specialist.
Ayurveda is a safe and effective system of medicine that has been practiced for thousands of years. It's widely used in India and in other parts of Asia. It can be used on its own or as a combination with Western medicine.
Its science is based on the power of herbal medicines, coupled with detoxifying and rejuvenating Panchkarma treatments. Despite its powerful ability to heal, Ayurveda is a natural and safe approach to health and well-being, suitable for anyone of any age.
Dr. Ashok Kumar is an experienced medicine physician and the director of Dr. Ashok's Ayurveda Medical Group. Expertise in heart and lung care, stress management, diabetes, arthritis, body-mind constitution analysis, and rejuvenative therapy.
Dr. Poonam is an Ayurvedic physician and a gastro-specialist dietitian. She's an author and an educationalist. She has served as an expert advisor to the National Institute for Health and Care Excellence and has contributed to research, textbooks, and scholarly articles. She was awarded the British Dietetic Association's Roll of Honour for her contribution to dietetic research. Let's have some words with Dr. Ashok and Dr. Poonam. Welcome, Dr. Ashok and Dr. Poonam, here to the beautiful Botanical Gardens in sunny Birmingham today. We'd love to know some more about Ayurveda, and we have a few questions. Yulinda has the first one.
Yeah, can you please let us know a little bit more about the Ayurvedic system of medicine?
First of all, we will try and understand the term. Ayurveda is made of two words, Ayu and Veda. Ayu means life and Veda is the knowledge. So in essence, Ayurveda is the knowledge of life. It looks at an individual right from the birth to the end of our lives. It considers every individual as unique. And it is when we are looking at treatment from the Ayurveda point of view, it's not just looking at an individual from a physical point of view. And when it comes to treatment, individual as a whole. So it's a very holistic system of medicine. And it will not just look at the physical, as I said, it includes all the physical and spiritual well-being of the person. So in essence, it's the wellness altogether.
And Ayurveda is basically, one very important and uniqueness about Ayurveda is that Ayurveda doesn't only focus on the symptom of any individual being, it just focuses on treating the person as a whole. And other beautiful thing is that if you see in today's healthcare system or today in our conventional healthcare system, the biggest challenge and biggest problem in front of physician and scientists are when we are treating a patient, by using conventional system of medicine, we're trying to treat one disease and we end up giving few more other problems and side effect to the to the patients, and that is the biggest challenge. Everybody is scared of side effects we are getting to the conventional system of medicine. In Ayurveda, beauty is that you can treat a patient merely giving any kind of a unwanted side effect. So that's why it is considered one of the perfect oldest traditional healthcare of the system, which is, I think, going to be the 21st century global healthcare system.
Dr. Ashok, you just mentioned about conventional systems of medicine, and I've heard that in this day and age, in the 21st century, that the conventional system of medicine is in crisis actually. Would you agree with that? And if so, why do you think that is?
Basically, to be frank, I think now all of us agree with that what's happening in today's time. It just, during this ongoing crisis, anyway, it actually bring out the weaknesses of the ongoing conventional system of medicines. And now we are struggling on every prospect of it. You see, the challenge we are facing today, we don't have any medicine for it. We don't have any way to treat it except treating it symptomatically. And in this last, I think, 50-60 years of, if we go back into, last 50-60 years, what was going into the medical healthcare system is we are doing research, developing new technology, developing new drugs. So our focus was just in developing the new drugs and, treating the symptom of the individual being instead of focusing into the complete wellness or complete well-being of an individual being. And that is the reason. What start happening is the drug structure start getting more and more powerful. Individual being as a whole start getting more and more weaker. So eventually what happen is the people overall health actually profile start coming down and down. People start suffering with a lot of chronic medical conditions and the immune system getting more and weak. And that is the reason now today, just due to the coronavirus, everybody is saying if your immune system is great, then obviously you can easily fight with this this virus. If not, obviously you are on high risk. Now, in our conventional healthcare system, because see, you only can make a healthcare system successful when you have a plan to make your population healthy. You has to have a structure in a place where you focus on prevention, not just on the treatment and to cure a condition after the people is suffering. And in conventional system of medicine, our approach was just let the problem happen. We will take care of it anyway. And that's thoughts went into people's mind. So people changed completely. They were not paying any attention and they're not giving any space to their health and well-being. What was happening? They're doing what they wanted to do. And that is the wrong thoughts actually conventional system of medicine put into people's mind. And due to that reason, what happened is now everybody take health as just like, okay, they just like as a, they think it's going to be always like that. They didn't pay attention to it. And now when the population start facing a lot of challenges, healthcare system is not able to support them. See what's happening in today's time. People is suffering from diabetes, suffering from cardiovascular disease, and we are not able to really address and treat their problem. That's why we are doing it. We are just giving them one appointment after the another appointments, and they carry on with their whole life with the problems, with the medications. The number of medicine keep on increasing, and eventually, unfortunately, till end of their life, they're suffering. So that is the one of the, I think, biggest drawback of today's system of medicine, because as I said, we haven't focused, we haven't really made the health as a culture. Until or unless we don't make health as a culture, we are not able to really sort it out this problem, because we need awareness in people. We need to make them understand that, we are just not in physical in existence. We have actually physical, mental and spiritual aspects of our life. So we have to design a system basically, or we have to use a system which can focus on all prospects of human life. Then by actually using that healthcare kind of a healthcare system, we are creating awareness, and by creating awareness, we are able to sort it out the problems. There is no solution for all the lifestyle disorders people are facing today, and there's not going to be any solution until or unless we don't change the perspective of the humankind to their health. And that is the problem. In conventional medicine, we really focuses just on developing the drugs, not changing the perspective of the human life. I think coronavirus did the better job now than the complete healthcare system and the research, in today's time, because it forced people actually, either due to fear or anxiety or stress, whatever it is, that, it forced the people to think that the life is much more than what they were doing today. They need something more and a better healthcare system, which they are actually, dependent on today's time. And I think somewhere else, the scientific society and also realize that we need a better healthcare system in place.
Because unfortunately, people are dying of something which is completely free. They're dying because of the lack of it being, the air in the lungs, and air is freely available to the mankind. So unfortunately, we've come to this stage. But I think if we have set it right in from the beginning, we have a more individual approach to the way we look at individuals and the way we start treating it with Ayurveda. I think that's the way forward.
In this modern day and age, less people, I suppose, are aware of Ayurveda, and they're more used to that traditional Western system of medicine and with the drugs and technology, as you just mentioned. And if for a lot of the modern population who might be dubious to the power of Ayurveda or its benefits, how would you convince them about the benefit of Ayurveda as a system, either on its own or in conjunction with other medicine?
See, basically, is really, I think, very interesting question, and I face this question many times on many platforms. Sometimes, if you just give a basic thoughts to this question anyway, what was existing about 100 years ago? Where was the antibiotics? There was no painkillers. Just go back only 1 century back. We don't need to think about, people sometimes talk about RCT, this trial and that trials anyway. So there was no antibiotics. There was no anesthesia last 150 years ago. How the world was surviving? What they were doing? We have a history of thousands of years old, isn't it, of existence of humankind. If you want to disintegrate something anyway, what you have to do is you have to create the myths about the basis of that system of medications. And I think somehow the humankind was so much inclined by artificial intelligence and artificial research that they just start disintegrating the basis of our natural healthcare system of medicine, and they start actually creating the myths into people's, in people's mind, that this is a system which is not trialed in laboratories. So, I always ask them, this all intelligent people anyway, that can you try the human life and nature within a laboratory? Laboratory is a small, simple structure created by human. Ayurveda and nature is created by the creator. So you're trying to actually fit infinite into the finite, which is like in a way that you're trying to do actually fit a father into the children. It will not be possible. So that's why, and then what they start doing is that this disintegrating, that this system of medicine can harm you. And slowly, what happens is the people life change. We start facing more lifestyle disorder. Life become more fast anyway. And instead of developing our natural healthcare system by using the natural technology, their focus was in just disintegrating the basis of it. And today, if you see that the Western medicine, the system which we created today, is facing the challenge and crisis. And to be frank, I always say it's fighting for its existence against just one coronavirus. Why? Because they made a biggest mistake not giving the space to the natural healthcare system of medicine. If they haven't done that, the population would have been much healthier. Population would have been much stronger. Doesn't matter if today this virus comes, tomorrow another virus comes. So we don't need to be worried about that. Can you imagine amount of money we invested in this time phase of last 6 months? If the fraction of was being invested in developing a natural healthcare system in the people, in the country, where we're not going to face this challenge. People would have been happier, stronger, and really they will not be scared of this, what's going on. And that's why I actually always says that we need more well-being center than the GP surgeries. GP surgeries become just like a referral center today in this country, and we're really struggling. They're just not really helping people what the people need anyway. So we need a better healthcare system. We need a system where we focus on the well-being of the individual being. We need a system where we can create the awareness instead of just actually giving them the prescription.
Yeah, because no system is complete in itself. We believe that. So, but I think integration is the way forward. So everybody gets the benefit of everything out there. So that's, I think, the way forward really.
In response of that, what is the best way to practice medicine in this time and age?
Basically, in this time and age, we have to understand in this time is life is very fast moving. So we also need a conventional medicine. And we are facing the major challenge with the chronic medical healthcare system, and in general, from the complete well-being of the humankind is really suffering anyway. So we need a kind of a system where we can integrate the both system of medicines together. We need a healthcare system which can actually use the traditional knowledge and then everything from the nature can integrate with our research and validate it and use that to make the people's lives better.
Yeah. And also, I think it is important to consider that the modern system of medicine has been taking the approach of from the labs and research to the clinics. But I think we should turn the tables around a bit and move from the clinical to the labs. Take it the other way around.
Yeah, that is again very, very important thing. We always, it's like a reverse pharmacology. What's happening is today, if you want to bring something out, what you do is you have a laboratory, you put everything into it, you test them on animals, and then you think about that, and then you bring on, out just to be, it takes ages anyway. And there is a lot of error, systematic error in this process. And that's why there is every drugs have much more side effect than the actual benefit. We have to think differently. We have to think differently that nature created this beautiful thing. It's so helpful for mankind. Let's go much deeper, analyze it, take that from nature to laboratory, not from laboratory to bring them into the nature anyway. When you go, take it back from there, because it's a beautiful thing, it's wonderful, and it's going to do so much good to you, but you need to know more about it. So then you can start doing some clinical research in that. And the complete natural medicine is based on that principle. The conventional medicine is opposite in principle. And that's why I think one question you asked me about the crisis, I think that is also one of the reasons. The basis of somewhere else, our approach to the basis of the conventional medicine is very, I believe is not right, because our approach is like much more based on just trials, not understanding the complete scenario. In natural medicine is very different. Natural medicine, We're trying to understand even the social economical condition of the patient, his geographical, his day-to-day life problems, because everything impact on the wellness of an individual being. So that's why it's very important that we really need to develop a healthcare system which is the combination of the both and put together and should be practiced together.
And so finally then, Dr. Ashok and Dr. Poonam, in over 15 years, you've both been very successful in treating more than 15,000 patients in the West. What's been your secret to your success?
Right. I think when we started, we wanted right from the beginning to do things in the correct manner. And our approach was the same as of Ayurveda, because Ayurveda thinks there's a Sanskrit shloka which goes to it, Swastasya swastha rakshanam aturasya vikara prashmanam, which means even if you've got a healthy person or you've got a ill person, you look after them both, try to prevent the illnesses in a healthy person. So that means management of the health itself. And if you have an atur, which means an ill person, you look at the management of them according to their own, like we said, the holistic approach. So we followed Ayurveda completely in every aspect, looking at first line of treatment as the diet and lifestyle. The second line of treatment has been obviously all the medicines that we use here in this country. And the third line of treatment is the rejuvenative panchakarma therapies. So we have integrated all things together to give a holistic approach to, and which is very individualized.
And in specific things about our practices, see, to be frank, we are, I can say, blessed with that healing power. We are naturally blessed. We are naturally love to treat people, naturally love to help them. It's not something in artificial way we're trying to make someone else better. No. I think, when somebody gets better, we feel so much happier and get so much energy from it. So that's why in our clinic, I always focus on one thing. We always said all the team member, our approach should be patient-centric. We're not actually trying to treat a disease. No, when somebody comes to us, we said, forget about your disease. We'll take care of it later. We want to treat you as an individual being. So we actually improve every prospect of that individual being who is coming to us. So we look after their physical, mental and spiritual well-being, even the economical well-being. We are so actually try our best to customize their protocol in such a way that they can access it for a long time. So that is one of the very important thing I think you should have in your practice. Our approach is patient-centric.
We like to separate the person from the illness. It's not them, it's the illness that we're treating. People usually kind of, even the society looks at people like, oh, this person has got that, this person has got that. But they look at the individual and, you got to separate the person from that illness and look at them as the person you're treating.
And along with that, see, when I think in 15 years ago, there was not much Ayurveda in this country. And people have a lot of myths and a lot of distrust towards the natural healthcare system of medicine. And that unfortunately, that was happening due to certain people who were not qualified and who don't know the system of medicine properly. They're practicing and not really helping the people in a right manner. So we put a very systematic and structural, actually, healthcare system, we can say, natural healthcare system in this country. And we're proud to say that we made difference in so many people's lives. Anyway, sometimes we think, and if we go back in 15 years ago when we started, there was a question, are really people is going to accept Ayurveda? And I'm proud to say today, I think everybody want to access and love natural healthcare system of medicine. And always we will wish for people, always for their well-being. In our prayer, what we do when we sit on our chair, what we do is that we pray to the Lord that it will be a great day when nobody come to see us today, because we want people to stay happy and healthy in their own homes and in their houses. So the intentions of our intentions to give the disease-free life, disease-free country, disease-free nature, disease-free world. So if you have that intention, the nature bless you with that healing power. Sometimes we get surprised that how people is getting better. So that's what exactly it is. So intention again has to be right.
Well, thank you both so much. That's so wonderful to hear.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ashok and Dr. Poonam, for answering to all our questions today.
So thank you for joining us here for our first session on Ayurveda, and we'll be back with many more.
That was definitely a very informative discussion. No doubt, Ayurveda, the original healthcare tradition of humanity, is not just a medical system, but a manifestation of our symbiotic relationship with nature. To conclude, I invite our Consul and Head of Chancery, Mr. Hitesh Saxena, for the word of thanks. Over to Mr. Saxena.
I hope you liked our program and find it useful. On behalf of Consulate General of India, Birmingham, I would like to thank Dr. Ashok and Dr. Poonam for the insightful discussion on the Ayurveda in the 21st century. We would like to hear your feedbacks. You can write to us on our email events.birmingham@mea.gov.in. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. We've now come to the end of our program. To all our viewers, we hope and believe that the time you spent with us was productive and has encouraged you to integrate Ayurveda in your daily life. Thank you once again. Jai Hind.